Level 1, the associate. You stand outside the back entrance of a dim restaurant, adjusting your jacket while pretending you belong here, even though your name means nothing yet. The door opens just enough for someone to look at you, not with curiosity, but with quiet judgment, as if deciding whether you're worth remembering. Inside, the air feels heavier, filled with low voices, clinking glasses, and conversations that stop for half a second when you walk past. You're told to sit, to listen, and most importantly, to keep your mouth shut unless spoken to directly. Your first job sounds simple, but your hands still tighten around the envelope as you walk down a crowded street, fully aware of what's inside. Cash, thick, folded, and untraceable. Enough to change someone's life or end it. A car slows near the corner just slightly, and your heartbeat shifts as you wonder if it's random or if someone is watching you already. You don't stop walking. You don't look back. You just deliver and leave exactly how you were told. That night, you count nothing, you keep nothing, and you say nothing. Because right now, loyalty is more valuable than money. And if you fail at this level, no one corrects you. You simply disappear from the conversation. Level 2. The runner. You move faster now, but not visibly, because the goal is to look like you're going nowhere important. Packages pass through your hands daily, wrapped tight, sealed clean, and never explained. You learn routes the way others learn names, memorizing blind corners, security cameras, and which streets stay quiet after midnight. A mistake isn't just being late. A mistake is opening something you shouldn't or hesitating when someone tests you. One evening, you're stopped by a patrol car that wasn't supposed to be there, its lights flashing softly as if it already knows something. The officer asks questions that sound casual, but his eyes stay fixed on your hands, your pockets, your silence. You answer just enough, never too much, and when he lets you go, your legs feel steady, but your chest doesn't calm down for hours. Later that night, you complete the drop anyway because unfinished work speaks louder than fear. You start noticing things you didn't before, like who watches you a little too long and who suddenly stops talking when you enter a room. Trust isn't given here. It's tested slowly and sometimes without warning. Level 3, the soldier. You're no longer just carrying things. Now you're part of the reason things happen. Your name gets mentioned in rooms you're not in, and your presence starts to mean something. A man refuses to pay what he owes, and suddenly you're standing outside his shop with two others, waiting for the signal to step inside. The conversation begins calmly, almost polite, but it doesn't stay that way for long. You watch his hands shake as he explains excuses that don't matter, and you realize this isn't about money anymore. It's about sending a message that will echo further than this one room. You act when needed, not out of anger, but because hesitation here creates doubt, and doubt spreads faster than fear. When it's over, the silence feels louder than anything that happened inside. That night, you don't replay the moment because you already understand what it means. You crossed a line, and no one will ever see you the same again. Level 4, the enforcer. People don't test you anymore, they avoid you. Your reputation moves ahead of you, entering rooms before you even step inside. You're sent where problems don't respond to words, where negotiations have already failed, and outcomes need to be final. A warehouse late at night with only one light hanging above and shadows stretching across the floor. The man in front of you tries to talk his way out, offering money, information, anything that might buy him time. But time isn't what you were sent to give. You listen anyway, not because you care, but because information always has value, even when the outcome stays the same. Then you make a decision and it happens quickly, cleanly, without unnecessary noise. When you leave, nothing follows you, but everything changes behind you. You don't feel stronger after this level, you just feel colder. Level 5, the copper regime. Now you don't move as much because others move for you. Orders leave your mouth and travel through people who trust you, fear you, or depend on you. Money flows upward through your hands and you learn how to clean it before anyone asks where it came from. Shell companies, fake invoices, quiet transactions that pass through accounts like shadows. You sit in meetings where numbers matter more than names and decisions affect people you'll never meet directly. A delay in payment, a missing shipment, a rumor of betrayal. Everything reaches you first. One night, a trusted man under you disappears without explanation, and the room grows quieter than usual. You don't panic. You calculate. You trace his last movements, his last calls, and you realize he didn't vanish by accident. Someone made a move, and now it's your responsibility to respond. You send orders carefully, knowing that one wrong decision doesn't just cost money, it costs control. And control once lost doesn't return easily. Level 6, the underboss. You're closer to the top now, but the pressure doesn't ease. It multiplies. Every conversation carries layers, and every decision affects the entire structure beneath you. You sit across from people who smile while planning moves against you, and you smile back while preparing for the same. Trust becomes a performance, something you show, not something you feel. A meeting is arranged with another family, neutral ground, quiet setting, but tension sits at the table like a third presence. Words are chosen carefully because one wrong sentence can turn a discussion into something irreversible. You agree to terms that sound balanced, but you already plan three different outcomes depending on what they do next. Because here, survival isn't about reacting, it's about staying three steps ahead. Late at night, you review numbers, movements, and names, connecting patterns that others don't see yet. You realize power at this level isn't visible, it's structural. And if something collapses, it doesn't fall loudly. It disappears quietly, taking everything with it. Level 7, the boss. Now everything leads to you. Every decision, every conflict, every opportunity. People don't speak freely around you anymore. They wait, they watch, they measure their words. You sit at the head of the table, not because you demanded it, but because no one else can take that position without consequences. Your silence controls the room more than any command you could give. A dispute between two crews escalates faster than expected, and both sides come to you for resolution. You listen, not just to their words, but to what they're not saying. Then you decide. And your decision doesn't just solve the problem, it reshapes the balance between them. One rises, one falls, and both understand why. Money moves in amounts you no longer count personally, flowing through systems designed to protect you from visibility. But visibility finds you anyway, in whispers, in investigations, in eyes that watch from a distance. You begin to notice patterns. Cars that pass too often, faces that appear twice in places they shouldn't be, and suddenly the world outside your control feels closer than ever. Level 8, the dawn. You sit alone more often now, even in rooms full of people, because no one truly stands beside you at this level. Power surrounds you, but it isolates you at the same time. Everything runs through systems you built, decisions you made, structures you shaped piece by piece over time. And yet something feels different, subtle, off. You start noticing delays, small inconsistencies, conversations that feel rehearsed instead of natural. People still respect you, but there's something else beneath it now, something quieter. At night, sleep doesn't come easily because your mind doesn't stop calculating outcomes, risks, and possibilities. You replay decisions not with regret, but with analysis, searching for anything you might have missed. You change routines, adjust meetings, limit access, because control at this level depends on anticipating what hasn't happened yet. And you know better than anyone how quickly systems can turn, because you've done it before. You built something powerful, something untouchable from the outside, but vulnerable from within. And now you live inside it, aware of every weakness because you designed them yourself. You think about what it would mean to walk away, to leave everything behind and disappear into something normal. But the thought doesn't last long because you already understand the truth. There is no normal waiting for you. Every choice you made, every line you crossed, every decision that built this life has locked you into it completely. You don't just run the system anymore, you are part of it. And even when everything is quiet, when the money flows clean and the streets stay calm, you're still watching, still calculating, still waiting. Because at this level, you don't escape the life, you become it.